officers in uniform there. They will also be on the lookout for lone wolf-style attacks.
You know, there's no magic in it. It's common sense things. You know, somebody who seems disengaged, seems to be by themselves. You know, maybe they're wearing real heavy clothing in Arizona, and that's unusual.
Tempe police say that they have other plans going on behind the scenes to make sure that everybody is safe at that event. For some veterans suffering with PTSD, no amount of security will make them feel safe during the 4th of July. The lab to a veteran dealing with this serious problem, and she joins us live. This is something I really hadn't thought much about, Christy.
And I don't think a lot of people have. It's something that a lot of people with PTSD suffer from, not necessarily veterans, but of course many of them do have PTSD. And the gentleman I spoke with said that 4th of July is a dreaded holiday for many vets. And when One Valley Company learned about this, they stepped forth, making yard signs to help raise awareness about the struggle that many vets face every time this year. Iraq war veteran Adrian Green knows firsthand how fireworks can affect those with PTSD. Adrian suffers from the disorder and is the president of Ethos Ministries, an organization that supports veterans, many of whom also have PTSD or traumatic brain injury.
I know a guy who was walking through a parking garage, fireworks at a baseball game went off, and he started doing 3 5-second rushes between cars. And by the time he realized it, he was bawling.
While big fireworks shows can trigger PTSD episodes, Adrian says it's the late-night neighborhood celebrations that cause an even bigger problem. Truck Signs owner Eric Schmaltz learned about the PTSD fireworks connection through signs he saw on the internet. That's when he decided to make his own designs.
I said, we can do that in our community.
Truck Signs has had close to 250 Facebook inquiries just in the Surprise area alone. One design identifies where a vet lives, giving neighbors the chance to celebrate for support.
Possible break in the case of a missing Maricopa couple. Investigators digging up.
Celebrating our freedom, our independence, but we have to do it in a respectful manner.
Now, Truck Signs is offering its design free to other printmakers who'd like to make the signs, and you can also obtain those signs for free if you would like to put one in your front yard. Reporting live for Christy Siefken, or for Fox 10 News, I'm Christy Siefken.
Well, not as much moisture around the state today. There was a little bit out there. Some big storms across the country.
Digging in the backyard earlier this evening.
Just a little bit north of I-17 in Thomas. An active suspect search in a nearby apartment complex. We're told a 4-year-old is the victim here with serious injuries. That child has been taken to Phoenix Children's Hospital. The 2 suspects, not much of a description at this point, just young men between the ages of 18 and 22 years old.
More breaking news for you now as tornadoes tear across the Midwest. What
complex? She takes a leap of faith, and she does it to safety. Neighbors in the Atlanta area coaxing her to jump in order to flee the flames. Then a younger girl jumps as well through that broken window. The flames get much worse after that. New at 10, a man bitten by a shark several times is now talking about his terrifying ordeal.
It felt like someone was pulling me.
The light rail into walkable areas with fewer cars. The City Council passed the zoning code for 5 districts: Gateway, Eastlake Garfield, Midtown, Uptown, and Solano. It's all part of the Reinvent Phoenix plan to develop a more pedestrian and bike-friendly lifestyle by 2040.
In an effort to respond to more emergencies, Peoria is pushing to operate its own ambulance service. The city applied to the Department of Health Services. It is a long process, though. It can take 12 to 18 months before getting final approval from the City Council. Some people in Eloy scrambling to find internet 1 month after their company stopped service in Casa Grande. That reason was due to staffing. This time, it's because a school district shut off the Wave Vision towers at both elementary school gyms. The assistant superintendent says it can't allow a vendor to use rooftop access without compensation.
All new tonight, the Army showing off its new look from now through November. This operational camouflage pattern will be replacing the current design on uniforms in stores. They also feature a new shoulder sleeve pocket with a zipper, no drawstrings on the pants. Soldiers will get the new digs in January, while Guard and Reserve troops will get them next summer. Hey, some major news about the price you pay to fly. It can be a pain in the neck sometimes to try and
and Wall Street analysts talking about capacity discipline, which he says
Senator's request to launch an investigation.
Grow your airline, don't add seats, get rid of routes where you don't have your flights completely full.
The investigation comes as the airlines are finally turning record profits after struggling for years. United Airlines and Delta say they've been told they are under investigation. American is not commenting. Southwest says it will cooperate if asked. 4th of July, just a few days away now, and while we celebrate America's independence with barbecues and fireworks, it can be a horrible time for some veterans. The noise and smell of the fireworks can trigger post-traumatic stress for vets and those who've been through other traumas. Purple Heart recipient Stephen Diaz says the 4th can be a hard time for those who fought for our country.
Middle of the night, if you hear the fireworks or you hear the loud noises, it can cause us to have those memories that we've either locked away or just not been able to deal with yet.
Diaz lives in South Carolina, has created Hidden Wounds. It's a nonprofit for soldiers with PTSD. 12news.com, your source for fireworks safety. You can find more safety tips as well as what's legal in Arizona and where. All right, little slower in the weather department than it was last night, the night before, huh?
Yeah, it's been slow for us, but the high country has been rocking and rolling pretty much all afternoon, and they still are tonight. But first, I want to show you some of the great weather photos that we've been getting from all of you out there who are enjoying the weather just as much as we are. Here's a look at Wickenburg. These were some really strong storms that moved through the Wickenburg area the other night. This is from Crew Kid Photography posting up on the 12 News Facebook page. And here's another one of a magnificent cloud to ground lightning strike there over Lake Havasu City. This one from Mike Minery. And then finally, a sunset photo from today. This is out in the Mesa area. And that is a pretty sunset from Mammy Zimbal, also on the 12 News Facebook page. If you've got pictures you want to share with us, you can go to on Twitter as well, and I'll share them whenever I can. All right, here's a look at the current conditions right now at Phoenix Sky Harbor. We're sitting at 94 degrees, so not too bad. At least we're not in the triple digits. We have a lot of clouds out there. Our dew point is still very sticky, 61 degrees, and relative humidity at 33%. So here's what I'm talking about. Phoenix and southward, very dry on the satellite radar, but storms continue to fire off in northern Arizona. We had some just recently move through Holbrook. Now they're developing just south of Indian Wells, pushing westward along I-40 there, and more than likely making it later on into the Flagstaff area, maybe Sedona. We're also seeing some more development west of Williams, some flood potential with some of these storms. So it's been very active up there. We've seen hail, heavy rainfall, lightning, you name it. Now, the next couple of days, we've got monsoon moisture out there. Unfortunately, most of it's probably going to stay north of us, although we're going to carry at least a slight chance for the next few days. It's not going to be until maybe the end of the weekend that we start to see our rain chances pick up again. Tomorrow, we're a 6 on the monsoon meter for the White Mountains, a 5 in northern Arizona. Those will be the most active areas. Otherwise, just very isolated in nature for the rest of us. All right, tonight, 86 for Phoenix, 89 Lake Havasu City, 56 in Flagstaff. Tomorrow, 92 in Payson, 91 Prescott, 103 for Casa Grande, 105 degrees in Gila Bend, and 107 in the
You're feeling it. The air is thick out there tonight as we sit at 94 degrees. Temperatures across the valley generally in the 90s. Looks like that Mesa site hasn't updated in a while, but they're likely in the mid-90s out there as well. Let's take a look up to the north. 60s along the rim, and this is where we're going to see temperatures tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. 67 for your low in Sedona, then tomorrow 99 there, 92 in Payson, 106 out at Lake Havasu, and 105 in Casa Grande. Notice Futurecast keeps those storms going in the overnight hours up to the north, and then as we cycle it into tomorrow, redevelopment in the afternoon hours with the potential of a few isolated pop-ups here in the valley as we head toward 8 p.m. tomorrow. Let's take a look at temperatures here. We're going to take you through the day tomorrow. 97 degrees at 10 a.m. Phoenix, 101 by noon. We ride those triple digits out through the afternoon, and then in the evening when we drop down to the 90s, that's when that 10% shot for isolated storms will kick in. 104 tomorrow in Fountain Hills. Hills, 105 in Tempe, 106 in Glendale, and 103 up in Anthem. Here's the next 7 days for you. Storm chances, we talked about them through your 4th of July weekend. Only a slight chance on the 4th itself, but those chances are ramping back up Sunday night and Monday. That's our next best chance for measurable rain here in the valley.
Well, as promised, we're keeping you updated on the investigation surrounding the missing Maricopa couple. Air 15 with live pictures right now as they continue digging in that yard. And as you can see, they've made a lot of progress. The area they've been able to search so far has doubled in size. And of course, they brought in some equipment to help with this. We still don't know what, if anything, they found. Again, one man is in custody, but only being labeled a person of interest at this time. $530. Apparently, families everywhere have it, but you might not even know it if you're not paying attention. We're going to explain.
And coming up in sports, the D-backs looking to get the best of a familiar foe, plus a familiar face on the team could be making a surprise return.
If you
Olvídate de Nissan y Toyota.
Disfruta toda la acción en casa y donde.
Get back into action with SpiderTech.
So I say, coming over.
The market has been looking for a margin trading.
Play it to maintain financial stability.
Almost, if you were living in that condition, you might want to do it. So I would give you a